In September 2020, Elon Musk stood on a stage and told the world the 4680 battery cell would change everything. It would hold 5 times the energy of existing cells, charge 6 times faster, cut production costs in half, and eventually make a $25,000 Tesla possible. 6 years later, the real-world data is in, and the story is significantly more complicated than that presentation suggested. And while Tesla is still working through its own battery challenges, BYD is quietly developing something that could reshape the entire conversation by 2027. Here is the honest picture across all three. Start with what the 4680 actually promised versus what it has delivered, because the gap between the two is larger than most Tesla owners realize. At Battery Day in September 2020, the larger format 4680 cell, combined with a tabless electrode design, was supposed to hold 5 times the energy of existing cells and deliver 6 times the power. Tesla said the cells would improve range by 16% at the pack level and cut costs in half. Those were the promises. Here is what the first generation 4680 actually delivered in the Model Y when it launched. The first generation 4680 Model Y had what owners and reviewers universally described as a terrible charging curve. Heat buildup caused charging power to drop below 100 kilowatts after reaching just 35% state of charge. The 10% to 80% charging time exceeded 40 minutes, dramatically worse than the 2170-equipped Model Y long range, which completes the same charge in roughly 27 to 30 minutes. That is not a small difference. That is a 33% to 48% longer charging stop for what was supposed to be a superior battery. In some head-to-head tests, Tesla's own LFP batteries, which are technically inferior in energy density, actually added more miles of range in a 15-minute window than the first-generation 4680 cells. At the 2025 annual shareholder meeting, Elon Musk candidly admitted that pursuing the dry electrode process at scale was way harder than the company originally anticipated, even calling the initial push a mistake due to the complexity of scaling the technology without traditional solvents. When the CEO publicly calls his own flagship battery technology a mistake, that is worth paying attention to. So what changed with the second-generation 4680, and where does it stand in 2026? Tesla has finally mastered the dry electrode production method for its 4680 batteries, and that is helping lower their costs. The dry 4680 battery production lines are now working to equip some Tesla Model Y versions. That is a meaningful development because the dry electrode process was the centerpiece of Tesla's original cost reduction promise, and getting it working at scale after years of difficulty is genuinely significant progress. The 4680 pack contains just 828 cells, compared to over 4,000 cells in the 2170 pack. Manufacturing in-house also gives Tesla tighter control over design, quality, and continuous improvement. Fewer cells means simpler assembly, fewer potential failure points, and lower long-term manufacturing costs. The structural battery pack design, where the battery itself becomes part of the vehicle's structure, also reduces overall vehicle weight and improves rigidity compared to the traditional approach of mounting a separate battery pack to the frame. However, the repairability problem that plagued the first-generation 4680 pack has not been fully resolved. The first such effort did not end well, as not only was Tesla's first structural battery pack integrated in the chassis not repairable, but the inaugural generation of 4680 batteries had low energy density and a bad charging curve. The second generation improves on energy density and the charging curve, But the structural integration that makes the pack lighter and stiffer also makes individual cell replacement significantly more complex than on the 2170 pack. Here is where the 2170 still wins and why it matters for current owners. Despite the larger physical size of the 4680 cell, a pack built with 4680 cells delivers slightly less overall energy capacity, about 67 kilowatt-hours, compared with the 2170 pack at 75 kilowatt-hours. That gap means a 2170 equipped Tesla currently offers more total range per charge than a 4680 equipped vehicle of the same model. The charging speed advantage of the 2170 over the first-generation 4680 was dramatic. The second-generation 4680 has narrowed that gap, but independent testing in 2026 still shows the 2170 holding an edge in sustained fast-charging performance above 80% state of charge. Independent tests indicate that the 4680 pack frequently throttles power earlier than the 2170 packs. At roughly 31% to 35% state of charge, charging power has been observed dropping from its peak of 250 kilowatts down to roughly 150 kilowatts and below. For owners who regularly use superchargers on long trips, that early throttling is a real-world inconvenience that adds meaningful time to charging stops compared to a 2170 equipped vehicle doing the same route. Now, the part of this video that has nothing to do with Tesla directly, but everything to do with where the entire electric vehicle battery conversation is heading. BYD solid state. BYD is advancing sulfide-based solid electrolytes that promise superior conductivity, safety, and significantly higher energy density. BYD expects to begin producing solid-state electric vehicle batteries in 2027, with the first 2 years serving as a demonstration phase with limited production. The key word in that sentence is demonstration. BYD is not about to flood the market with solid-state vehicles in 2027. What 2027 represents is the beginning of a carefully staged rollout, starting with higher-end vehicles before eventually reaching mass market models around 2030. BYD's solid-state battery targets an energy density of 400 watt-hours per kilogram and a volumetric energy density exceeding 800 watt-hours per liter. The measured low-temperature discharge efficiency at -30 degrees Celsius reaches 85%. The battery supports a 5C ultra-fast charging rate, replenishing 80% of energy in 10 minutes. To put those numbers in context, current NMC batteries in production Teslas deliver around 250 to 270 watt-hours per kilogram. BYD's solid-state target of 400 watt-hours per kilogram represents roughly a 50% improvement in energy density. 80% charge in 10 minutes at a 5C rate would make current supercharging speeds look slow by comparison. BYD's chief scientist said solid-state batteries have entered a critical breakthrough stage, while emphasizing that commercialization remains constrained by multiple technical and industrial barriers, including solid-solid interfacial stability and lithium dendrite suppression as core technical bottlenecks. That honest assessment from BYD's own chief scientist is important context. The technology is real and advancing. The timeline to mass market availability is still measured in years, not months. So what does all of this mean for Tesla owners making decisions right now? If you are driving a 2170 equipped Tesla today, you have a battery that in many measurable ways still outperforms the first-generation 4680 on charging speed and total pack energy. The second-generation 4680 has closed the gap meaningfully, but independent data in 2026 still gives the 2170 an edge in sustained fast charging performance. You are not driving an inferior product. If you are buying a new Tesla in 2026 and you get a second-generation 4680 equipped vehicle, the manufacturing cost advantages and structural integration benefits are real, even if the charging performance parity with the 2170 is not yet complete. The trajectory for the 4680 is clearly improving, and the worst of the first-generation problems have been addressed. And if you are watching BYD's solid-state progress and wondering whether to wait, the honest answer based on current data is that mass-market solid-state vehicles are a 2030 story, not a 2027 story. The 2027 pilot production is real. Mass adoption at scale is still 4 or more years away. If you found this useful, drop a comment below with which battery your Tesla has and what your real-world charging experience has been. And if you want to keep getting honest data on everything happening in the EV space, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next one.